Attraction and desire don't collapse because something is wrong with you. They collapse when your nervous system feels evaluated. That's because the arousal inhibition response, what I call air in the brain, switches on. Once that pressure is removed, air quiets and everything changes. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh, cognitive neuroscientist. Let's dive in. This video is brought to you by my HarperCollins published book, Mind Over Explicit Matter. If you're ready to quit porn and reclaim your life mentally and physically, go over to drtrishleigh.com/book. In the last video, we talked about that moment when attraction just disappears, when you want to lean in, but something pulls you back. Your body goes quiet, your mind goes blank, and you're left wondering why something that felt so natural suddenly feels so impossible. That shutdown isn't a flaw in you. It isn't lack of confidence or emotional depth. It is your nervous system activating the arousal inhibition response, what I call air in the brain, a protective pattern that shuts down arousal and motivation the moment evaluation is sensed. Neuroscience often calls this ventral vagal suppression. I call it air in the brain because that's exactly what it feels like the oxygen leaves the moment. You don't need the term to recognize it, you've lived it. So why does this matter? It matters because once your nervous system learns to use air as protection, it doesn't automatically turn off just because you understand it. Insight does not deactivate the arousal inhibition response. The brain needs a new experience, one where presence doesn't come with pressure, expectation, or outcome. Now, unfortunately, our culture trains the exact opposite: perform, optimize, impress. Even rest is expected to produce results. So we learn to associate attraction with pressure and motivation with evaluation, and that keeps air active. A regulated nervous system doesn't need hype or urgency. You know what it needs? It needs permission. That's why the rewire matters so much. Rewiring isn't a single realization. It's teaching your nervous system that it no longer needs the arousal inhibition response to stay safe. So in this way, you begin by removing performance. Sit next to someone you care about without needing to say anything meaningful. Have a conversation without steering it. Listen without planning. Share space with someone important to you without outcome. What makes this so powerful isn't the interaction, it's the absence of evaluation. Your nervous system is used to tracking. Am I doing this right? Am I being judged? Is this going somewhere? This practice removes all of that. There's nothing to succeed at, nothing to earn, nothing to prove. And when there's nothing to prove, air begins to stand down. Now, at first, that new quiet may feel uncomfortable to you. Stillness can feel exposed, especially when you're not used to it. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means your nervous system is noticing the absence of pressure. With repetition, attraction, curiosity, and motivation begin to appear, not because you force them, but because air is no longer suppressing them. This, my friend, is regulation, not effort, permission. For many people, these experiences are enough to calm the arousal inhibition response. But for others, air has become deeply ingrained, wired in, miswired in through years of pressure, overstimulation, or performance-based reward. That's where so many people get stuck. Not because they're doing it wrong, but because their nervous system needs more precise support. This is why brain mapping matters. When you can see where air activates in your brain, we stop guessing. We stop applying generic tools. Regulation becomes targeted, personal, and stable. That's what we do inside my Regulate First program. We don't just talk about safety, we measure it. We identify how your brain responds to pressure and to connection. And then, of course, restore regulation in a way that fits your nervous system. This transformational work isn't about becoming someone new. It's about letting the arousal inhibition response stand down so you can fully be yourself again. So if you're looking for help, go over to drtrishleigh.com. I'd love to talk. And as always, remember, control your brain or it will control you. I'll see you next time.